A very good morning to all my friends out here for the CA Foundation course. We welcome you all for Success for CA exam session. This session is for our upcoming exam that is in September. We already know that our exam is on 16th of September. So we all are here. I hope all the students have started their preparation and they must be preparing well for their examination, and we all are here to I'm here to help you out how now what should be your strategy, what is your course syllabus, and along with the hard work, I'm how smartly you should study at this stage for the paper of accounting so as to secure well in your examination. My name is CA Priyambada. I'm sure all of you have all attended the Success at live virtual classes for all the topics for CA Foundation course, Paper 1 Accounting by CA Sanket Shah and CA VS Hiranmay, and all your concepts have been clear. At this stage, we're already on 18th of August. So now it's time to brush up. We do not have even a month of our examination. So now it's time to brush ourselves and how smartly we can invest, we can utilize this time to pursue further and to move ahead. CS students, you already know our course is the Chartered Accountancy course. The word in it itself has accounting. That means chartered accountant. And CA foundation at the first level, that is at the foundation level, the accounting forms the basis of for the first step of your accounting, of your knowledge. This knowledge will not only be helpful in succeeding in your examination, but also it will be helpful in your intermediate examination, final examination, as well as during your further studies or while you're practicing, while you're entering into a job. The concepts incorporated in the foundation accountancy covers all the concepts which a chartered accountant must know while becoming a chartered accountant. Even when you are doing a small practice, either you're entering into a big firm or you're entering into a big MNC, the concepts of accounting are used everywhere. So you can understand and you can identify how important this concept, this subject is for you. Fine. And there are the topics which are studied only at this level only. Fine. At the intermediate level, you'll be studying the accounting standard, and and the final level, you'll be studying in the S. So the concept, what is accounting, how it is done, what is double entry, the posting and accounting of various entities, how the financial statements are prepared for various entities, all these concepts are understood here at this level only. So this is not only important to understand accounting, to mug up accounting for paper, but also it is very important and very critical to understand each and every concept of accounting at this stage. Okay, so uh, you can also ask your queries over the section. Yes, there are some queries which have been asked over here. Um, Ma'am, do we get a Zoom link today? Yes, the session is also at Zoom link. I'll just share the Zoom link. I'll just share the Zoom link. Okay, so coming towards the syllabus and the course of accounting, I am sure you all know that we have 11 chapters of accounting. Our paper will be for 3 hours and 15 minutes will be given to read the question paper. Fine, our chapters have 11 chapters. Each and every chapter is critically important. Usually students ask me, ma'am, can I leave any chapter? Ma'am, which chapter is more important? Do you give a chapter where we can get the maximum marks? No, each and every chapter is equally important. I'll discuss with you the section wise weightage of the examination so that you can analyze yourself and you can devote time accordingly to uh, understand the topic. Okay, so the login ID. Okay, if you want to you want to join through Zoom link, you can go to ICAI website and then go to the student tab where you have to click on BoS knowledge portal. There is a tab called Success at CA Exams and Paper 1 Accounting, where you will get the Zoom link. I'll repeat, go to icai.org, then click on Student tab, then log in into BoS Knowledge Portal with your login ID, then click on Success at CA Exam, then Paper 1 Accounting. Okay, so coming towards the session, yes. So we have already, I told you already, we have 11 chapters. All chapters are equally important and all chapters should be thoroughly understood by each and every student to gain marks. And student, this is the most scoring paper of your CA foundation. See, if you are a commerce background student, you must be aware of small topics of all the chapters here. But if you are a non-commerce student, then also if you are starting it from scratch, if you have understood chapter 1 and 2 thoroughly, you will be able to solve each and every chapter very easily. So do not panic in even if you are a non-commerce student. Usually we receive query, I am a science student, I do not know accountancy, how to solve these questions. So at this stage, it is very convenient and easy to do this. You are a fresh student, so you can understand each and every concept very clearly. At this stage, students, you only need to practice. At this stage, if you are unable to understand any concept, small concept, you do not need to see all the lectures again. Just see those lectures with that topic only, that particular part only to understand the concept. Rather than going through all the full class, recording class, you just see the smaller portion of the class. So coming towards, just a minute. So, what is the objective? I'm here to help you out to augment your preparation and enhance your chances of success for forthcoming examination. I'm sure you'll be able to succeed in your examination. These are very easy. CA Foundation is the very easiest examination. So you will, I'm sure you're already doing your preparation, round of preparation, and at this stage, you are already through with your syllabus. I'm assuming that, and I'm sure you'll be coming with the flying colors and telling us that yes, we have secured this much marks. To ensure that you make the best use of remaining time till examination, so how to utilize time, that I'll be telling you, what to write, how to write, and how to solve the paper. That I'll explain you all each and everything in detail. To improve your performance in the examination, this is also be covered on this session, and how to memorize the concepts and principles of accounting. Okay, so how to assess your preparation level at this stage? Okay, student, at this stage, I am assuming that you've already completed one round of your preparation, completely. All right. If you are through with your round of preparation, I'm sure you must be knowing that these are the difficult questions and these are little complicated questions where you feel that there is a problem and you're unable to solve it. Sometimes there is a mismatch in my balance sheet or something like that. So mark those questions. Now, during the second round of preparation, you have to solve all those questions which are little difficult and which have some complex adjustment. Solve those questions by your own hand. And if you are able to solve, if you are again stuck, try to analyze yourself where you are stuck. All right. And then after doing that, you have to analyze yourself with the MTP mock test papers, which have already, one round of mock test papers have already been completed during the examination. So assess yourself with the mock test paper and try to solve that paper under the same examination condition for the 3 hours. All right. So at this stage, practice. Do not practice question number 1, illustration number 1 of your chapter. Practice those questions which cover majorly all chapter as well as majorly all concepts. For example, if you are going through rectification of errors, try to solve the question number, illustration number 8, practical question number 1, practical question number 2. These are little tricky but complex questions, but when you're through with these questions, I'm sure you'll be able to understand everything you already understood and you have a grip on your chapter for this. Okay, let's see your queries. You can ask your queries. See, students, if you are unable to join through Zoom, you can join here. I'm sure you will be able to see here and you can post your queries here. I'll be taking all your queries here. Okay. So, some of you have raised the hands also. Wait. Can we ask query in the portal for this session, or joining the session is compulsory? No, you can ask your query in the portal also. The queries will be taken care of. Not to worry. मैम पूजा इज आस्किंग एमटीपी में अगर कोई डाउट होगा तो कैसे क्लियर करें यू कैन आस्क on BoS ICAI BoS mobile app also, as well as you can ask here also. Okay. Akshat is asking, ma'am, should I be doing papers now or after MTP2? Akshat, if you're thorough with, if you're completed your syllabus, you can try MTP. Okay, so now this assessment of for your preparation level is only after completing your at least one round of preparation. If you have completed two round of preparation and then you're doing this, that is also very good. So it is better to assess your preparation to do MTPs and a model test paper booklet after your preparation, your first round, completing your study material. Okay. Stay motivated. I'm sure you all are motivated and you be gear up now. This is the time, and I'm telling you, you're doing chartered accountancy course is one of the most reputed profession. So whatever you're doing it for yourself. You're not doing it. Some people say that yes, I'm doing it for my parents. I want my parents to be happy, but ultimate benefit will be yours. So this name will come, the name CA will come in front of your name. So whatever you're doing it for yourself, your time. And this time is the most precious time of your life. If you have devoted this time to the studies, I'm sure you will be a successful chartered accountant. See, students, once you're chartered accountant, you'll not be able to ask any query like, um, how to post this in the ledger, how will be the discount received treatment in the trial balance, what will you say, how to treat bad debts in the final accounts? No, nobody will tell you. Once you're going through the practice and you face such difficulties, then you need to open the books or need to see here and there. Rather, these concepts should be crystal clear to you, which will be crystal clear over here only. So this subject is very important, is of prime importance for you at this stage, in order to understand how important the small concepts are, why the double entry is to be done, how it is to be done, and if you receive it during practice, if you receive something for the single entry, how we have to deal with that. Okay. So stay motivated. It's very important. Now it's time. Do not waste your time, social medias and everything. This is not the time to devote on that. Rather, devote on time on your studies. For that, first you should make your timetable. If you have already maintained your timetable, it's very good. If you have not maintained your timetable, please maintain your timetable. Start preparing. Give yourself first half an hour to prepare your timetable. The timetable should be as per your level of assessment. See, you know which subjects are important for you. You know which subjects you are little weak. You are unable to solve the questions of accounting, maths. Then you should devote more time on that. Usually what happens is, usually a student should devote a time accordingly. One should be for practical and one should be for theoretical, but yes, it's upon the personal judgment. What I used to do is, I used to keep one for the one time for the practical paper, usually the morning times for the practical paper and the noon time and the evening times for the theory paper. If you are studying late at night, then obviously you should study late at night. If you are good at it, then choose your subject accordingly. And if you want to wake up early and then study, that is also your personal perception. Yes, but today at this stage, you have to devote 14 hours a day to succeed in examination. See, student, this is not a BCom level examination. This is not a class 12 examination. This is a CA foundation examination. You're entering into a professional course. You will be a chartered accountant, already a qualified professional chartered accountant. Fine. So the paper, you cannot expect a people like class 12 examination or BCom level examination. The paper would be for that standard only. So you have to maintain your standard. You have to assess yourself. You have to keep yourself coming. Only going through the simple questions will not serve you the purpose. You should be thorough and through with each and every concept of the study material and each and every questions and illustration of the study material. All the questions will be based on the concepts of study material only. But yes, you have to be thorough with it. All right. Questions could be different, but yes, it will be based on the concept of study material only. Okay. So if you want, I can take the questions also. Okay. Ria is asking, ma'am, what can I do to avoid silly mistakes? Because I know how to do, but that single mistake ruins the whole question. Ria, don't be demotivated with this. I tell you, even if you have done a small silly mistake, there could be a calculation mistake, a zero mistake also. That you should not do it. That means your concentration level is lacking, lacking. You should be focused when you're doing the questions. You should be focused. I tell you, students, when you're doing the questions for the first time, no, that you have the maximum concentration on it. So do not look here and there. Do not let your mind to think anything else. Focus on that question only for that period. All right. And even if you get your balance sheet is not tallied and you have a small error in your question, don't worry. We always have step marking. That doesn't mean the whole questions you will lose all marks. You will always have step marking with this. Okay. So you just keep preparing and try to solve the questions from your own hand. Why do we get these silly mistakes? Because we only read, we don't write properly. If we would have written and if we would have solved our question paper questions from our own hand, that there wouldn't have been the problem. Okay. Okay. And then Tushar Agarwal is asking, ma'am, can I leave rectification? See, I just said you cannot leave any of the chapter of your question, of your syllabus. You can ask question from any of the chapter. And rectification of error is one of the very major chapters. You will see for the new scheme of education and training, we already have 4 attempts. And in all the attempts, the questions on rectification of error have come. So this is a very important chapter. You cannot even think of leaving this. Okay. Krishnai, ma'am, please tell me about क्वेश्चन पेपर. क्या पेपर में ऑब्जेक्टिव मींस एमसीक्यूज आते हैं? No, students, this is a purely subjective paper. All the questions will be subjective questions. You have to solve the questions from your own hand. You will be asked true and false questions. For that, you also have to give the reasoning of true or false, but there is no MCQ question in this. Paper 3 and paper 4, that is economics and business mathematics, are MCQ based. Paper 1 and paper 2 are all subjective papers. Okay. So in fact, Krishni, one more student to no, Vishad also have the same query that accounts के paper में MCQs. Do we have MCQs? No, we do not have MCQs. Okay, Dhwani, ma'am, are the result of the physical mock test papers going to be uploaded on ICAI website? No, students, it will not be going to be uploaded on ICAI website. Please talk to your concerned branch regarding the result. ओके, रचना इज सेइंग मैम जब प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन पेपर सॉल्व कर रही थी तब उसमें से कुछ मेरी बैलेंस शीट टैली नहीं हुई, जिस वजह से मेरा कॉन्फिडेंस थोड़ा डाउन है, सो प्लीज बूस्ट माय कॉन्फिडेंस। डियर स्टूडेंट रचना, डोंट वरी, डोंट बी पैनिक। इसलिए आपकी बैलेंस शीट टैली नहीं हुई क्योंकि आपको क्वेश्चंस हाथ से प्रैक्टिस करने हैं। सॉल्व दोस क्वेश्चंस एंड इफ यू आर अनेबल टू tally your balance sheet, and if there is a small errors, I always tell you that we always get step marking of each and every question. Fine, you should try to solve the questions, but at the first level only. Do not leave your concentration and focus while solving the question. Okay, and every adjustment has two impact, so always keep double entry system in your mind while solving the question. Okay. Okay, Mr. Fatimet, he's asking, I have not even practiced study material questions yet, and also the depreciation and dissolution class is pending. How do I manage solve at least SM questions? Can I do this in the month? This is my fourth attempt. In the sense, first two attempt was not serious, but this time I really want to crack. See, at this stage, start solving the questions, those questions which have different adjustment. Please try to complete study material as soon as possible. Devote yourself more time. Give yourself 6, 7 to 8 hours on one subject only on a daily basis. Okay, so please solve each and every questions, those questions which have complex adjustments. Okay, ma'am, if I read theory few days before, is it okay? Yashi Agarwal, I'll discuss theory separately. Okay, Kush, Naresh. Okay, hi, Naresh. Okay, Naresh is asking in inventory chapter, may I use trading account to find out the closing or opening date instead of using statement method? Yes, you can do any of the method. That is not a problem, but the answer should be correct. Okay, so what strategy should be followed for preparing yourself? Memorize the concept. You should know each and every concept. I tell you, while solving the inventory and the depreciation chapter, the students usually do not understand the theory, do not read the theory, rather they see they directly jump onto the questions that this question is being asked. Let's start practicing the questions. Students, the questions I've asked from the theory also. For example, a depreciation question is asked where a plant and machinery account is to be prepared, enclosing all the depreciation. But while preparing the plant and machinery account, the value of plant, there are certain inclusions and exclusions of the cost. If you have not gone through the theory of this chapter, you will not know what are the costs attributable to plant and what are the costs not attributable to the plant. Okay, so please go to the theory portion and study each and every concept properly and thoroughly. Okay, then again acquaint yourself with the syllabus of accounting that you already know. Create a study plan. I have already told you, you have to create a study plan. That is, you have to develop a timetable that what would be my strategy to study, which chapter should I study first and which chapter you should study at a later stage. I would always suggest my students to study through chapter 1 and 2 first. See, 1 and 2 chapter forms a basis of all the remaining chapter. The sequence of your study material of the chapters is absolutely perfect. For chapter number 1, which is a theoretical framework which provides you the concepts of accounting, and chapter number 2 is accounting concepts, which includes the preparation of journal, ledger, trial balance, subsidiary book, cash book, and then rectification of it. This forms your basis of accounting. How the accounting will be done at the later stage. So whenever you are starting this accounting subject, every student should start with chapter 1 and 2 first. Okay. Gain conceptual understanding. Mugging up will not solve the problem. You have to gain the conceptual understanding. Solve the questions of the study material that I've already discussed with you. Memorize concepts. You should know the concept. Prepare summaries to enable the revision last day before examination, or refer Saransh. I told you that whenever you're doing any question or whenever you're studying a chapter, please note down small things that in case if you're doing it before examination, that this is the major point which is to be covered over here. For example, in the rectification of errors, you have that um, um, 1 minute. You have to rectify the errors after preparing the final accounts. So for that, you need just pen down the small queries, just pen down the small things, that which account is to be made when such type of question is being asked. The final accounts are already prepared. Now we have to rectify the account. We usually prepare P&L adjustment account. So this kind of small things, you should write it in your own language. So at the time of the revision, it will help you to understand the concept. Okay, regular revision test, mock test paper, model test paper booklet, and maintain a healthy lifestyle. That is very important, to maintain a healthy lifestyle at this stage, because once you feel fresh, you will be healthy, you'll be able to understand each and every concept very well, and you'll be able to focus more. Okay, sleep well, eat well, early morning walks, to spend some time with your family, and then study. Please keep yourself away from the social medias, from your friends, to understand the concepts. You can understand, there are ample material available on the website, ICAI website itself. Understand the concept. Okay. Okay. So one greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always try just one more time. See, one of the student was saying that this is my fourth attempt. Don't worry, but uh, this is very important. Give a very famous uh, quote is that, if you will give me 6 hours to cut a tree, I will devote 4 times to chop my axe. So it is very important to concentrate and focus on your concepts more at this stage, so that you will be able to understand the other topics, the remaining topics, in a better way. Okay. Sound sleep, balanced diet, and stay away from distractions. That I already told you. Your biggest distraction is your social media at this stage. Okay. So, how to study this paper of accounting? You should study all the topics in an integrated manner that I've already discussed with you. You cannot leave for um, any topic of accounting for the examination. The objective should be to gain conceptual clarity, since this is the basis of your paper, as it is the foundation for future studies in accounting, and develop the ability to answer practical questions by applying the conceptual understanding gained so far. Okay. So what are the relevant educational inputs we already have on our website? We have many things to study, students. We have our study material. Then we have our Saransh. Saransh is also hosted on ICAI website. You please go to www.ici.org. Then go to new scheme of education and training, where you will see Saransh, the last mile reference, and you can click and you can see the notes format of each and every chapter are hosted there. But yes, for full round of preparation, you have to study through study material. Okay, MCQ portal. We already have MCQ portal on BoS Knowledge Portal app. Then revision test paper for September examination has already been hosted on the website. You can also refer the previous attempt revision test papers for your understanding and doing the questions practice. Suggested answers of all the previous attempts, that is for 4 attempts, have already been uploaded on the website. Then mock test papers. 2 rounds of mock test papers always conducted by BoS. For September examination, one mock test paper has already been conducted, and the next mock test paper is coming. It's on the next week itself. So please prepare yourself. And if you are able to go to the branch and do the paper, that is good enough. If you are unable to go, don't worry. The paper is also hosted on ICAI website. You just see that paper, download it, take a printout, and solve the question paper in the 3 years examination condition, in the 3 hours examination condition, the same way. Give yourself full 3 hours to solve the paper. Okay. And model test paper booklet. Model test paper booklet comprises of 10 model test paper questions, where you have the questions from 10 question papers and along with the solution. So you can refer that and solve those questions so that you can gain more confidence over it. Okay. So I have more queries. Akshay is asking, ma'am, is it okay to solve RTP and NTP question and not study material? Dear students, study material is your Bible. So you cannot leave study material. All the questions will be based on the concepts of the study material only. Ma'am, Om Naidu. Ma'am, it's my first attempt and I am SP students. Whenever I study, get distracted. See, student, this is not the time to get distracted. At this stage, I'm telling you, whatever you're doing it for yourself. So study well, and it's very easy. The paper would be very easy. So if you have prepared well, you'll be able to solve the paper. Okay, Niharika, you're asking, is there any negative marking in any of the paper? For foundation paper 1 accounting, there is no negative marking, and all the questions will be subjective questions. No objective MCQ type question will be asked. Okay, Dhwani, ma'am, in case of theory questions of 3, should we write? Okay, I'll tell you how to write the theory questions. Don't worry. I'll tell you how to write the questions. Dhwani, wait. So this educational inputs is already available on ICAI website. You can refer that. Now, wait. Now let's see what is our section-wise and skill-wise weightage of our examinations, of our syllabus. Okay, I have been receiving the queries on Zoom also. Wait. Someone has raised the hand. Okay, Miss Pudalthi is asking, ma'am, after doing revision thrice, inventory chapter looks new to me, because you must be a commerce student, if I'm not wrong. That is why you think that it's a new chapter. For me, it's okay, not to worry. But yes, if you think that is this chapter you're still unable to understand, please study again. Please solve the questions again. Many concept. I tell you, sometimes an easy question also asked from this chapter, like prepare FIFO, calculate the value of inventory through FIFO and LIFO method. But yes, in this question there could be a twist, that some cost would be given, maybe a storage cost and administration cost. Whether this cost will be included in the inventory or not, cost of the inventory or not. For that, you should be thorough with your theory portion of this chapter. Okay, so please, whenever you are studying a chapter, I would suggest to everyone, whenever you're going through a chapter and studying a chapter, start with the theory portion first. You see what have been taught in the theory portion. Okay, sometimes a question can also be asked, a theory question can also be asked from the practical questions. What are the advantages of subsidiary book. This is a very favorite question of our examiners. Okay, so it's not that you only have to question solve the question, practice the question well, but you have to focus on your theory portion also. Okay, Mr. Shobha Gay wants to ask the question. Yes, you can ask the question. Has raised the hand.
Ma'am, I want to ask, ma'am, can you tell us the important chapters or questions that we have to prepare just before an examination?
I told you in the session and at the initial stage of the session only that each and every concept is important. Each and every chapter is equally important. So I cannot say you can leave this chapter or you should not leave this chapter. Everything is important. I told you that you prioritize the question, right? That okay, this questions have more adjustment and this question has complex adjustment. So for the second round and the third round of preparation, you can solve that question. Okay. Okay. Miss Radhika, ma'am, do working notes carry marks? Do we have to show in the answer? Acha, Miss Radhika, I tell you, whenever we solve a question, if there is a question of income and expenditure, and when we are preparing income and expenditure account, all the calculation of subscription is given in the income and expenditure account only. Add subscription outstanding, less subscription received in advance. If we are doing it or in the income and expenditure account only, do you think it will look good? Do you think you'll find it nice and easy to see the questions? No, you won't. So it will always better to make the paper presentable, to make the paper good for the examination, for convenient for him to understand and check your paper. You should always make working note. Working note should be formed at the end of the main solution, after the main solution. First, it should be main solution, and then there should be working notes, and it should be numbered, properly numbered. If you're calculating subscription first with a working note 1, please write there to subscription working note 1, refer working note 1. So that ways your answer will be convenient, your answer will look neat and proper. There is a tip, always a tip for students. You make it convenient for the examiner to check your answer sheet. He'll make it convenient for you to give marks. He'll be making it very easy to give marks. So, as presentable as your file, as good and neat as your file is, it will be convenient for him to check the paper and he'll give you marks easily. So, it is always better to give working notes. Sometimes working note carry marks and sometimes not. But yes, you should always prepare working note. Okay. Ma'am, okay, Muhammad is asking, ma'am, I have completed 90% of the syllabus, but what's the tip? I am been telling you the tips again and again. So I need to solve every illustration or just do the audit? No, do not do the audit. Solve complex illustration again from your own hand and your calculator. It's always better to solve each and every question, complex questions from your own hand. Okay. ओके मैं हिंदी में भी आपको बताऊंगी सारी चीजें। अजय जी, मेरे को आपकी क्वेरी मिल गई है, आपको हिंदी में भी जो एक्सप्लेन करना है वो मैं आपको बताऊंगी। ठीक है, आपको सारे क्वेश्चंस इस टाइम पे नहीं करने। अब आप वो वाले क्वेश्चंस देखिए जो थोड़े कॉम्प्लेक्स हैं, जिसमें आपको थोड़ा लगता है कि यस इट कवर्स ऑल द कंसेप्ट, तो आप उनको सॉल्व करने की कोशिश कीजिए। और आपकी प्रेजेंटेशन ड्यूरिंग द पेपर शुड बी वेरी गुड, सो दैट आपको इजीली मार्क्स मिल सके। ठीक है। Sri Tipram is asking how to enroll for mock test conducted by ICAI. Please mail this query to BoS mobile app @ICAI. Okay. जतिन मैम, अगर बैकलॉग्स है तो उनको कैसे कवर करें? I didn't get you. Backlog मेरे को नहीं समझ आया. You please raise your hand. I'll resolve your query. किस चीज का बैकलॉग है आपका? Okay. Satnam is asking. Ma'am, how to solve paper, and my syllabus is still pending. So I want to devote last days of accounting and started from 1st September. See, I tell you, I already told you, you have to plan yourself, strategize yourself how to study. And also I found accounting bit difficult as study accounts, but in paper I can't able to solve paper. Please tell in working note. I've already told you that you should prepare working note and how to present it, that I'll be sharing. I'll be discussing. Okay. क्या Jatin, what are you saying, ma'am? Eco or law में? See, the economics and law BOS for your success session will also be taken. So please ask your query in the respective session. Okay, Miss Sarla, you wanted to ask something?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Good morning, Sarla here. Just I
Yes.
wanted to ask, like on the question papers, can we, any kind of, identification or any kind of calculations, any marking can be done on that? For
Marking
example,
as in?
to prepare this, balance sheet, we're looking at the trial balance and balance sheet, some adjustments will be there. We have to
Hmm.
mark and identify which is going to affect asset side or
No,
P&L.
no, no, no. You have to mark your working note. For example, if there is a question on partnership, plant is to be revalued by plant is to be depreciated by 10%. Then investment is to be appreciated by 20%. You are preparing a revaluation account. For that, you need not to tell that okay, this is adjustment number one, this is just number two. No. But yes, if you are calculating the goodwill that when a person has been admitted and the goodwill amount is this much, this is to be shared amongst the old partner. This kind of adjustment you usually see in the partnership account, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So when you're calculating the goodwill and you're preparing a working note that this much is the share of his goodwill and it is to be transferred to the old partner in this ratio. This is the sacrificing ratio and this ratio is to be transferred. When you
Yes.
are doing it in the partner's capital account, so please make it refer working note number 1 where you have calculated all these things. But for all the adjustment, for example, for revaluation account, you do not need to refer adjustment number this. You just need to refer working notes. Okay?
But regarding working out, I understood, ma'am. The thing is, like when you look at this question paper, we need to work. We are going to do the mind mapping on that. So some kind of returns we need to use to write that. To understand. Can we write on the question paper itself? That I mean to say.
You should not write on the question paper. If you need to understand and if you need to prioritize which question you'll be doing it, but you should not write in question paper at this stage. The exam department would be the best person to tell you about this, and please read the instruction which will come in the admit card for
Okay.
this. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, Pooja, your query, Miss Pooja Yadav.
हेलो,
Yes, Pooja
गुड मॉर्निंग
Yadav.
मैम।
Good morning.
मेरा सिलेबस कंप्लीट हो चुका है, बट जब भी मैं क्वेश्चन प्रैक्टिस के लिए बैठती हूँ ना और कुछ पॉइंट अगर नहीं बनते तो मैं बहुत पैनिक हो जाती हूँ कि इतना टाइम देने के बावजूद मुझसे बन नहीं रहा है क्वेश्चन। तो एमटीपी में भी बहुत ऐसा होता है, मैं एकदम घबरा जाती हूँ कि पता नहीं कैसे हो पाएगा नहीं हो पाएगा, क्योंकि मैंने इतना टाइम दिया है, कॉन्सेप्ट भी समझा है, बट फिर जब मैं क्वेश्चन करने बैठती हूँ तो पता नहीं क्या होता है, थोड़ा सा
कोई
मतलब
बात
जैसे
नहीं, आपने क्वेश्चन सारे सॉल्व किए, प्रैक्टिस किए फ्रॉम योर ओन हैंड्स?
यस मैम, मैंने पूरे
रीडिंग
तो नहीं किए मैम,
किया है।
कुछ जो क्लास में करवाए वो मैंने किए मैम।
तो यही प्रॉब्लम है ना, आप लोग पूछते हो बट सी प्रैक्टिस, ये वाला कॉन्फिडेंस आपको गेन करना है। तो अभी भी आप क्वेश्चन प्रैक्टिस, अगर आप स्टक हो गए इट्स ओके, पर आप सॉल्व खुद कीजिए पूरा क्वेश्चन, डू नॉट सी द आंसर राइट नाउ। पहले आप खुद सॉल्व कीजिए और उसके बाद देखिए आप क्वेश्चन के आंसर के साथ टैली कीजिए कि मेरा कहाँ पे मैं स्टक हुई हूँ, कौन सा है, और नेक्स्ट टाइम जब आप वो क्वेश्चन करोगे ना आपको याद रहेगा, अच्छा मेरी मिस्टेक वहां पे थी।
यस मैम।
तो आपके हैंड्स को अगर प्रैक्टिस होएगी ना उस क्वेश्चन की, इट विल बी वेरी कन्वीनियंट फॉर यू to do this question in the paper. Okay.
Yes,
Sometimes
ma'am.
the same question in the study material is being asked in the paper with different figures. And that is a brownie point for you. उस
yes, ma'am.
टाइम
Ma'am,
आपको यही लगेगा कि आपने तो ये क्वेश्चन घर पे ही सॉल्व किया था.
यस मैम, एक्चुअली ना एमटीपी में भी बैठा था, मैंने कंपनी अकाउंट के मैंने क्वेश्चन सॉल्व किए थे, और जैसे ही उसके कुछ कुछ डिफिकल्ट पॉइंट आ जाते हैं तो फिर पूरा क्वेश्चंस फ्लो बिगड़ जाता है, फिर बनता नहीं क्वेश्चन, ऐसा हो जाता है.
आपको प्रैक्टिस करनी है बस, और कुछ नहीं करना. अपने हाथ से प्रैक्टिस करनी है, ऑडिट नहीं करना, रीडिंग नहीं करनी. ठीक है.
ओके.
रजिस्टर्स भरो, जितना रजिस्टर्स आप फिल कर सकते हो करो. बट इसका मतलब ये भी नहीं है आप इलिस्ट्रेशन 1 कर रहे हैं, सबसे छोटी इलिस्ट्रेशन कर रहे हैं. कॉम्प्लेक्स
यस,
क्वेश्चन करो. हार्ड वर्क के साथ स्मार्ट वर्क करना बहुत जरूरी है इस स्टेज पे.
यस मैम,
ओके.
यस
आई एम श्योर यू विल बी एबल टू सॉल्व द क्वेश्चंस.
मैम. थैंक यू मैम.
Okay, more queries? Okay, Naresh is asking in the partnership question, if there are 4 partners, including includes admission and retirement, it is discomfort to put the amount of their capital account. Could you please advise? See, if you're doing it, you do it in the landscape mode. If you want to do it in the landscape mode. Then it will be convenient for you to make the partner's capital account. Okay. Okay. So now I will share you what is the section wise and skill wise weightage. Wait. Give me a minute. Are you able to see this section wise and skill wise weightage here? Please write through the chat box. Okay, great. So you're able to see. See, you have 11 chapters, which is divided into 5 sections. Okay. So I'll be telling you what are those 5 sections. Section 1 is theoretical framework. I have been receiving many queries that, ma'am, can we leave theoretical questions? Ma'am, why is it important? Can we leave theory and stick to only the practical questions? Now see, theoretical question contains 5 to 10 marks, 5 to 10% of the marks. You will be having, how would be the structure of the paper? I'll tell you. The questions will be 6 questions. 6 questions where first question is compulsory question. Now you have 5 questions. Out of the 5, you have to solve 4 questions. And a choice will be given. And along with this, an internal choice will also be given. So in case if you have 6 questions, each questions will be of 20 mark each. So coming out to be 120 marks. Okay, the paper will be for 120 marks. And one internal choice of 5 marks will also be given. Okay, so out of 120 marks, 5 to 10% weightage will be for the chapter theoretical framework. So you can judge how important is this. There are many cases, many times the question is asked that this is a cost, whether this is a capital expenditure or a revenue expenditure. All right. Then the question is asked, what are money measurement concepts? So the chapter theoretical concepts is equally important and very important. Okay, you should go through the study, the theory of this chapter thoroughly. Okay, for accounting process, This section 2 contains 5 chapters. Chapter 2, accounting process. Chapter 3, bank reconciliation statement, inventories. Chapter 4, chapter 5, depreciation and amortization, and chapter 6, bills of exchange. These all chapters pertains to 30 to 35% of the weightage of exams. Usually question number 2 is being asked from this whole section. So all the chapters are equally important. Someone was asking me, man, can we leave rectification of errors? You cannot leave rectification. This is the most scoring section as per me and interesting section of your paper. You will surely get this paper. This bank reconciliation is already easy. Inventories you already know. But yes, not only practicing questions will work. You have to study the theory and the concepts of each and everything. We usually only start doing the questions. We start from the practical questions only. No, you should not do that. You should focus on the theoretical concepts also for everything. Okay. Okay, so this is section 2 where we have all these chapters. Okay, but please refer the theory also for these chapters. Then now your basic concepts have been completed. Now coming how to prepare the financial statements in different scenarios. For example, now for section 3 comprises of preparation of final accounts of sole proprietors, then preparation of final accounts of not-for-profit organization, and then accounts for incomplete records. These 3 chapters covers 20 to 25% of the weightage of your exams, which covers how to prepare financial statements under the sole proprietor, then under NPO, where income and expenditure, receipt and payments accounts are prepared, and then what is accounts from incomplete records. That is how to reach from single entry to the double entry. This ways these questions need to be solved. Okay, so this section is also equally important. This section is also equally important, and it covers 20 to 25 percentage of marks. But yes, this section is usually a time consuming section where you have to solve the question fully 100%. The section 2 was a very scoring section, as well as it saves your time. If you know the BRS entries very well, you'll be able to solve the question very easily and within 5 to 10 minutes. Or if you know the rectification entry, you'll be able to solve the question in 10 to 12 minutes. But yes, if when you're doing this question, the final account question, you need dedicatedly 12 to 15 minutes at least to solve the question. So you should always try to know the concepts very easily so that your hands keep on working for the whole time. Because students, I'll be discussing with you, you have 180 minutes. How to utilize that minutes, that is also very important. Then the partnership, the section 4 comprises of partnership and LLP accounts, which covers the final accounts of partnership firms and LLP. Then admission, retirement and death of a partner, including the treatment of goodwill. Then a dissolution of partnership firm and LLP, including piecemeal distribution of assets. It covers 15 to 20%. See, the question could be asked from the admission and retirement, or admission or death, or admission or dissolution of the partners. Anything, any combination could be asked. Usually 2 questions are asked from this section. But these are also full-fledged questions where you have to prepare everything. Okay. I tell you, the usually commonly what mistake we do is we do not read the question properly. We tend to read only what we want to read. For example, if the question is asking, sometimes if the question is of partnership accounts, what we do is we'll start preparing admission of partnership. Okay, let's prepare revaluation account, then prepare partners capital account, and then prepare balance sheet. But the difference in the question is they have only asked you to prepare the partners capital account. Then why to prepare balance sheet? Why to waste time over this? So that ways we should always read thoroughly the requirement of the question. That what is the requirement of the question? Okay. Then comes to the company accounts, where we have shares, issue of shares and debentures, forfeitures of shares and debentures, redemption of preference shares, then accounting for bonus issues and right issues, which covers 15 to 25% of the weightage of your marks. This is also an important chapter, and you will also save time in this if you know the concept properly. Usually a question from forfeitures and reissue being asked, where you have to just put journal entries, which will save you a lot of time. If you know the journal entries, then you will be able to solve this question in only 10 to 12 minutes. So this way you can, this is the section wise weightage. Now I'll tell you how will the paper come. What is the section wise and skill wise weightage we have already discussed. The paper will comprise of 6 questions that I already told you. Question 1 will be compulsory, and out of the 5 questions you have to solve the 4 questions. Now you are sitting in an examination hall and you already have 120 minutes. Students, I tell you, question 1 will comprise of 6. Okay. Question 1 will comprise of 6 true and false. First, 1A, 1B, and 1C. There will be three questions. All right. Question 1A will be 6 true and false questions, where this 6 true and false questions will be asked from all the sections. 1 true false statement from all the sections, where you have to tell whether the statement is true or false along with the reasoning of that. Now what we usually do is we have a question on capital and revenue expenditure, and we know that question very well. Well, we write true, this statement is true, and the reason for this is this. And when we are writing that, we keep on writing for the whole page. This is not required, student. Each true and false will be for 2 marks. 2 into 6, 12 mark question. Very easy and a scoring question. All right. So you please write the reasoning, but not much. 3 or 4 or maximum 5 lines will suffice. All right. So please write to the point and answer it properly. Okay. So this 6 and true and false questions has to be done thoroughly. Okay. And easily. Now 1B could be a theory question. It could be a small practical question. It could be a theory question based on chapter 1. So you were saying, can we leave theory? You cannot leave theory because you'll have a 4-mark question from that only. Okay. These true and false questions will be from all the unit. 1 will be from company account, 1 will be from partnership. So this way, all the questions will be. So this is as per, I am discussing you as per the pattern, which has been coming in the paper. I don't know what will be there in the paper, but yes, this usually comes. This is only a usual presentation of the paper. Okay. Then 1C question number will be a small question, question of 4 marks, a practical based question. So this maybe to calculate the inventory, maybe to calculate BRS. It could be any question, to prepare a subsidiary book, to prepare a trial balance. So this first question will be the most easiest question for you. And if you know the concepts thoroughly, you'll be able to solve this question. 20 marks will be in your hand. But for this is a purely concept-based question where you have to solve the question. Okay. The most scoring question. Then question 2 will be a practical-based question. Question 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 questions usually come from the company accounts, where usually forfeitures, reissue, calls in arrears, calls in advance is being asked. You already know how is it. And if you know the concepts, you'll be able to solve the question. Question number 6 also very easily. Now 6 question, 120 marks. And you already have 180 minutes plus 15 minutes for the read. Now what do you when you're going to the examination hall? When you're going to the examination hall, you have the question paper with you, right? When you have the question paper with you, start reading the question paper. I already discussed with you that you should read the question paper thoroughly and read it with your open mind. This means हम कभी-कभी वो ही पढ़ना चाहते हैं जो हमें already पता है. For example, एक question आया है, one question has come. which we have already done. हमने practice करते time already किया था, maybe किसी RTP में किया था या किसी study material में. Oh wow, मेरे पास question paper आया. Oh wow, ये वाला question तो मेरे को बहुत अच्छे से आता है. And I will read what was there in my mind and what I have practiced. I will not open my mind. This is wrong. You have to read thoroughly each and every instruction. The 15 minutes have been given dedicatedly to read the paper. So read it thoroughly with the open mind and read the requirement of the question thoroughly. Because हम जल्दबाजी में वो पढ़ते नहीं है. पहले आप पूरा क्वेश्चन पेपर अच्छे से आराम से फोकस्ड मैनर में पढ़िए, रीड कीजिए. यू शुड रीड द पेपर. देन उसके बाद अपने माइंड में प्रायोरिटाइज which question you will be doing first and then which question you will be doing second. The sequence should be clear in first 15 minutes itself. वो कैसे होए? आप सबसे पहले वो वाला क्वेश्चन करिएगा जो क्वेश्चन आपको बहुत अच्छे से आता है. Do that question which you know the best. Okay. For example, question number 2 consisting of bank reconciliation statement and rectification. Question 2 is rectification and 2B is बैंक रिकंसिलिएशन स्टेटमेंट. स्टूडेंट हर क्वेश्चन के पार्ट्स होंगे. ऐसा नहीं है जैसे क्वेश्चन 1 में ए बी सी था, बाकी में भी सब में पार्ट्स होंगे. क्वेश्चन नंबर 6 मैंने आपको बताया, 6 से यूजुअली कंपनी अकाउंट्स का क्वेश्चन होता है और 6B इज अ थियरी क्वेश्चन दैट कैन बी आस्क्ड फ्रॉम एनीवेयर. सो बी वेरी केयरफुल. कहीं से भी कोई भी थियरी पूछी जा सकती है, पर यस आप थियरी जब भी लिखेंगे आप अपनी लैंग्वेज में. इट इज नॉट नेसेसरी टू राइट थियरी इन the language of the study material. Okay, now coming towards the exam, we are there in the examination hall, right? And now we are reading the paper. We have read each and every word thoroughly and we know what is the requirement of the question and we'll be doing that only. Okay, now I know the question number 2 best. I know I'll be able to solve this. Then I'll be doing question number 1. So how I am prioritizing with the question this should be solved which I know the best, then the second best question, then the third best question, and the last question which I know the least. Okay, I am hoping that you will not you'll not be in that situation, the question where you do not know the answer. Okay, now I'll be starting question number 2A. Okay, it's from the rectification and BRS. I've started solving the question. These both questions will not be difficult questions and you will not be able to analyze because यहाँ पे बैलेंस शीट आपको बनानी नहीं है, टैली का कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, तो आप आराम से ये क्वेश्चन कूलली करिए. ठीक है, अब आप कैसे करेंगे? आपके पास 6 क्वेश्चंस हैं, 180 मिनट्स है. नाउ डिवाइड द टाइम. आपको पता है आपका 2 क्वेश्चन नंबर आपको इजीली आता है, अच्छे से आता है, आप उसको कम टाइम डिवोट कीजिए. और आपको पता है क्वेश्चन नंबर 4 में मेरे को टाइम लगेगा, थोड़ी सी एडजस्टमेंट कॉम्प्लेक्स है, तो डिवोट मोर टाइम ऑन दैट. गिव योरसेल्फ मोर टाइम ऑन दैट. ओके, स्टार्ट डूइंग द क्वेश्चन. ज्यादा टाइम ना लेकर उतना ही टाइम लीजिए जितना आपने अपने आप को अलॉट किया. ठीक है, अब आपने अलॉट कर दिया टाइम और आपने सॉल्व करना क्वेश्चन शुरू किया. रेक्टिफिकेशन ऑफ एरर कर रहे हैं, हमेशा इट शुड बी बैक्ड बाय द नरेशन. आई रिसीव दीज क्वेरीज दैट वेदर वी शुड राइट नरेशन और नॉट. यू शुड ऑलवेज राइट नरेशन. Okay, you started doing question number 2 and you're able to solve this question in another 13 minutes, which is very good. Now you've started doing the BRS question. BRS question also thoroughly. Read thoroughly. There could be students, there will be many disturbances around you. Someone is speaking something, a pencil has been broken, a pen has been dropped down. Please do not distract yourself. This is the brownie point. Here, 3 hours are the most precious hours for you. ठीक है, when you are solving the question, solve it thoroughly. आपकी जैसी सावधानी हटी दुर्घटना घटी. आपने जैसे ही अपना मूड यहाँ से वो हटाया, कंसंट्रेशन हटाया, उसी टाइम आपसे गलती हो जाती है. ठीक है, सो प्लीज सॉल्व द क्वेश्चन थॉरली. 2 करा, आप क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 पे आए, आपने क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 भी इजीली सॉल्व कर लिया एंड यू हैव एम्पल टाइम. आपने टाइमली सॉल्व किया. Now you're coming to question number 3, which is an income and expenditure account, where you are preparing receipt and payment and income and expenditure. That is also fine. Now, next question is for final accounts of the sole proprietor. When you're preparing that, the balance sheet is not tallied. Now, what to do? The balance sheet is not tallied. Give yourself 2 to 3 minutes more. try to tally the balance sheet. And if you are still unable to tally the balance sheet in another 2 to 3 minutes, leave that question. Leave that questions and take a deep breath and start doing the other question. Because rather than wasting time, too much time on a single question will leave your marks in another question. Start doing the other question. Do not waste other question allotted time to the same question because you are unable to tally the balance sheet. Okay, so please do those questions in a time bound manner. Another thing, once you're doing question number 2A and 2B should be done in one sequence only. Don't do like this 2A, 3B, then 5A, then 1C. No. If you're doing question number 2, do it fully. And if you do not know, for example, if you have come to question number 3 and question number 3A you know, 3B you do not know, then please leave a space. Leave that space, the page, as per your judgment. You already know that this much space would be required, and then start doing the other question. Okay, but yes, do not forget to fill that page. You have to fill that page. You have to solve the question. One most important tip is, do not leave any question. Even if you do not know, at least you would be knowing the few adjustments. So solve the question, each and every question. You do not leave any question, any part of the study, any part of the question. Always do each and every question. Okay, this way you have to solve your paper. Okay, another thing, once you're doing the paper, for example, doing the partnership account, first revaluation account, then partnership capital account. In the single sheet, you have prepared revaluation account, and then you have prepared partners capital account, and then in the next page, you have prepared the balance sheet with the working note beyond that. And in the next page, the working notes are still coming. And you have to leave the remaining portion of the page. Do not start your answer from the remaining page. Start your answer from the next page. Okay, for the fresh answer, start with a fresh part also, fresh question also, start with a fresh page. Okay, let's take a 2 minutes break, 5 minutes break. I'll be back. Okay. All right. And how should prioritize the paper, how to devote your time properly, how to maximize your time, how to solve the question in a time bound. One thing I have to prioritize that please write everything properly and in the neat writing. Okay. So that it will be easier for the examiner to analyze your solution properly. Okay. Okay. Someone miss. Just a minute. I've just unmute you for the query. You can ask your query.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah. Hi. First, tell me your name.
Anupama, madam.
Pardon?
Anupama. Anupama, ma'am.
Okay. 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 Tell me your query.
Ma'am, I have two queries. First one is related to subsections. If we are doing second question, there are three subsections like A, B, C.
Okay.
So can we interchange A, B, C? Like first I have to do C, after
Yes.
that A, after B.
Yes.
In that,
Yes.
can we? And my second question is that.
But all the parts should be done in the same manner only. If you are doing question number 2, C, A, B, then start question number 1. Okay. Or C, B, A, then start question number 1. Okay.
My second question is that assumption, is it mandatory to write, like if we are preparing rectification of errors, should we have to mention that before trial balance is prepared, after trial balance is prepared?
That will be given in the question paper, bache. That if the question would be asking that the trial balance have already been prepared and it has to be done in the next accounting year, that will always be there in the question. If it is not there in the question paper and if something is missing, you think that something is missing, there is a need of assumption, then you give assumption. It is not always required to give assumption. Okay. And the exemption should be backed by a proper reasoning. अपनी मर्जी से कोई भी assumption नहीं देनी.
If depreciation, they have not mentioned any method,
then you should write. But it will not be like this. It will not be like this. They will always give you a method. Okay. But if it is not there and if you have solved the question using a specific method, give this assumption that I've been using, this method has been used while solving the thing. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay.
And then more queries. Okay, I'll take some queries first. Mr. Sandeep. Ma'am, I am unable to find ICAI branch who's conducting mock test paper. So how to apply and go? See, Sandeep, if you are unable, you please log into BoS mobile app or ICAI BoS knowledge portal and take the printout of the mock test paper and start doing it. Give yourself 3 hours and solve the question paper. Okay? Okay. Makwana is Mr. Makwana. Manish Bhai is asking, ma'am, how to present balance sheet or P&L accounts under heading or without heading, which is more impact. See, this is obviously when you're preparing a balance sheet or you're preparing a P&L account, it should always be backed by a heading. Heading should be proper, right? Profit and loss account, balance sheet for the year as at this. Balance sheet of Messrs this as at this. Profit and loss account for the year this. Okay, so it should be proper. Please also write the person's name also, or either the Messrs or organization name also while preparing the balance sheet. Okay. Rachna is asking, ma'am, exam में पहले working note बना सकते हैं? It's always better to make working note after this. Okay, आप बाद में बनाइएगा working note. ठीक है? Molly, you're saying that are we allowed to write something on the question paper for our identification? See, वो आपको please see the admit card for this. The exam department will reply rather. Okay, Smriti Agarwal, ma'am, I am having a doubt. In BRS question, will we get step marks or not? We will get step marking in each and every question. Do not worry for that. But yes, why are you thinking for the step marking? I'm sure you'll be able to solve the question correctly. So please practice the question and please do the question properly. Mr. Priyam, how step marking are awarded in NPO question? आप NPO questions solve कीजिए. Step marking is a prerogative of exam department. You should focus on solving the question. Okay, the format of subsidiary book varies almost in every question in the study material. Which one to follows? Please आप देखिए which one you think it is every ज़्यादा difference नहीं है. It could be only the difference of that the small JF line. So you can follow any method. Okay, whatever given in the study material, the methods which are already given in the study material. Ma'am, in which question bills of exchange question appear? Bills of exchange will come under the section 2, the sections which I have already discussed with you. But which will be the question, even I don't know. Okay. Okay. Some more queries from the portal. Wait, I'll take all the queries. Okay. So now coming toward the session, so I receive queries that how to write the paper, how to write the theory questions in the paper. I've already told you in the practical question, please write the main solution first and then write the working notes. Okay. Now, whenever you're writing a theory question, the theory question could be 4 marks or the 5 marks. Write the points which you know the best. Okay. Please, write as per the requirement of the question. Okay. For a 4-mark question, there's no need to fill 3 pages. Okay. Even 1.5 page will suffice, but the content should be proper. The concept should be clear. You should write everything very properly and neatly. Okay, but to the point. It is not always necessary. It is not necessary to write in the same language as it is written in the study material. Please write it in your own language, but the concept, the deliverable, the output should be correct. Should be same as written in the study material. Okay, theory is very scoring. Write it in your own language, but write it correctly. And you cannot leave theory. The concept of every chapter are equally important. What we do is we only read the solve the question paper. Since see, I can see one of the student has already done all the question of the subsidiary book. I am sure. Do you know the advantages? What are the advantages of subsidiary books? Can anyone tell the advantages of subsidiary books? Please raise your hands. I want to know quickly. Do not see your book. This is the time already. We are already on 18th of August. Does anyone know the subsidiary book advantage? Can anyone raise the hand? Okay, Pooja, tell me.
मैम मैं हिंदी मीडियम से हूँ तो
हाँ, बताओ हिंदी में बताओ, कोई बात नहीं.
ओके मैम, सबसे सहायक बही के लाभ में आता है कि समय की बचत हो जाती है और विश्लेषण करने में आसानी होती है और हर बही को अलग अलग रखने से श्रम की भी बचत हो जाती है.
ओके, आपने आई होप आपने बुक नहीं देखा होगा.
नो मैम नो.
ठीक है, very good, all the best. See, this is a very easier question and out of so many students, only one student is able to answer this. Why? At this stage, your preparation level should be good. So, This is because you only focus on the practical questions. You do not focus on the theoretical aspect. Okay, tell me what are the kind of errors. कोई बताएगा मुझे what are the different types of errors while in the journal entries while solving the questions? Anyone? One student out of so many students have raised hand. I would request everyone to focus. I know you already know, you all people know about it, but yes, please focus on your theory and concepts very well. Question C, a normal depreciation as question has been asked during January 2025 or September 24 examination, I tell you. But there was a cost included in this. Student has to identify whether this cost is attributable to the cost of plant or not. So that ways theory is very important to understand. Okay, Priyam, do you want to? I know you all know the answers. Don't worry, you can lower down your hands. I know what are the type of errors. You all know about it. So does anyone know difference in partnership and LLP? This I would like to know. Difference in the partnership firms and LLP. Okay, Sandeep, tell me.
Ma'am, can I tell in Hindi?
हाँ जी बताइए हिंदी में. आप इंग्लिश में वहां पे पर आपको पेपर में लिखना पड़ेगा.
यस मैम. मैम थोड़ा दिक्कत होता है ना मैम, हम 12th तक हिंदी मीडियम से पढ़े तो इसीलिए थोड़ा.
कोई नहीं, कोई बात नहीं, बताइए.
यस मैम. तो मैम पार्टनरशिप में पार्टनर जो होता है वो एक दूसरे के एजेंट और प्रिंसिपल दोनों होते हैं, यानी म्यूचुअल एजेंसी होते हैं. यह मतलब एलएलपी में ऐसा नहीं होता है, लेकिन एलएलपी में एलएलपी एजेंट होता है मतलब पार्टनर का उसमें. और पार्टनरशिप में लायबिलिटी अनलिमिटेड होती है और एलएलपी में लिमिटेड होती है. और पार्टनरशिप में सेपरेट लीगल एंटिटी का कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं लगता है. और लिमिटेड पार्टनरशिप में इसमें सेपरेट लीगल एंटिटी होती है और ये बॉडी कॉर्पोरेट भी होती है एलएलपी, लेकिन पार्टनरशिप नहीं होती है. और परपेचुअल सक्सेशन भी लगता है एलएलपी में, जबकि इसके फीचर में पार्टनरशिप के फीचर में नहीं आता है परपेचुअल सक्सेशन.
ओके.
यस मैम. एंड
okay, anyone else? ठीक है, thank you. Arav. You can ask.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, बताइए.
Partnership is the relationship between persons who have agreed to share the profits carried on by all or any of them acting for all. And in limited liability, the partnership is combines the features of partnership and body corporate, ma'am. Then Partnership Act is 1932, LLP is 2008. Registration is optional in partnership and LLP is mandatory, ma'am. And liability is unlimited and in partnership and in LLP is limited to capital contribution, ma'am. And maximum number of partners is 100, LLP no limit, ma'am.
Maximum number of partnership in
maximum number of partners is 100, ma'am, in partnership. LLP no limit, ma'am. And perpetual succession is not there in partnership, but in LLP it is there. And that's all. Then name there is no firm and in partnership, but in LLP is continuing.
I didn't get you the last point. I didn't get the last point.
That in name of firm heading, name of firm is there in partnership, but LLP is it is name containing LLP, ma'am.
LLP has a name or partnership has a name?
Yes, ma'am. Partnership name containing LLP, something suffix.
The LLP. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Any queries you can ask right now? Yes, Pooja, your query?
मैम मुझे ये पूछना था कि जो एमटीपी आरटीपी वगैरह रिलीज हुए हैं वो सारे इंग्लिश में है मैम। अकाउंट के पेपर तो इंग्लिश में होते हैं बट अदर पेपर जो हिंदी मीडियम के हैं वो हिंदी में होते हैं ना, तो थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्टी जाता है इंग्लिश से फिर हिंदी में कन्वर्ट करो तो बहुत सारे वर्ड सही नहीं आते मैम, इधर उधर हो जाते हैं, तो हिंदी में मिल सकता है क्या?
आप एक क्वेरी रेज कीजिए, आपको ईमेल आईडी बताती हूँ, bosnoida@icai.in। आप उस पे लिखिए
मैम मैम प्लीज रिपीट।
bosnoida@icai.in।
ओके मैम, ओके मैम,
ओके,
ओके, थैंक यू मैम।
ठीक है। Now next, coming towards our PPT. I've already told you what are the educational inputs. We have already discussed these. हमने ये डिस्कस किए थे। ओके, तो रेलेवेंट स्टडी मटेरियल आपके पास अगस्त 2024 का स्टडी मटेरियल है जो आपको करना है। ठीक है, ये मैंने आपको पहले ही बताया, यू शुड ऑलवेज प्रिपेयर ब्रीफ नोट्स where you translate your knowledge into the brief notes. Translate your knowledge, what do you think about that, into your own language. Write it into your own language. You may also prepare diagram in the support. You can also prepare diagrams that have what is to be written. Okay, then at the later stage, you'll be able to solve these questions with lesser time and with lesser efforts. While you're revising, this will help you to do it in a time bound and a quick manner. Okay, so you already know about the study BOS knowledge portal, where you have RTPs, MTPs, previous attempts question papers, then MTP model test paper booklet, then Saransh. Apart from the study material, all these things are available, so you can practice. You have ample things to practice. आपके पास बहुत सारा मटेरियल है प्रैक्टिस करने के लिए। ठीक है, और इफेक्टिव मेमोरी टेक्निक्स, जब आप कोई कॉन्सेप्ट ध्यान रख रहे हैं तो आपको क्या यूज करने चाहिए? सिनोनिम्स, कि उसको उसका छोटा फॉर्म बना दो कि हाँ मेरे को इसको याद करने में आसानी होगी। ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड द लॉजिक एंड इंटेंट ऑफ द कॉन्सेप्ट। एडवांटेजेस ऑफ, जैसे हमने पढ़ा एडवांटेजेस ऑफ सब्सिडरी बुक, हमसे सब्सिडरी बुक क्यों बनानी है हमारे को सब्सिडरी बुक? क्योंकि ये लॉजिकल फ्लो बना देती है, क्योंकि इट बिकम्स इजियर फॉर द अकाउंटेंट टू अंडरस्टैंड द एंट्रीज। तो इसके पीछे लॉजिक है, क्यों बना रहे हैं हम। ठीक है, एंड देन विजुअल इमेजनरी, अगर किसी चीज के कॉन्सेप्ट को आपको पिक्चराइजेशन फॉर्म में दिखेगा तो आपको इजीली समझ आएगा। देन रिपीटेशन, आपको बार बार रिपीट करना है। आप स्टिकी नोट्स लगाइए, उसके ऊपर लिखिए कि ये इस कॉन्सेप्ट है, एंड वंस यू रिपीटिंग इट यू विल बी एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड इट। आई विल गिव यू अ ट्रिक। कभी कभी क्या होता है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल हमने आज रिटायरमेंट पढ़ा, आज हमने रिटायरमेंट ऑफ पार्टनरशिप पढ़ा, मेरे पास बहुत सारे कॉन्सेप्ट हैं, डिजीज डेथ भी पढ़ा, डेथ में एक सेक्शन 37 भी है, बहुत सारी चीजें हैं। नाउ आई एम डन विद इट। ठीक है, आज शाम को 5 बज गए तब मैंने कंप्लीट कर लिया। नेक्स्ट डे जब मैं मॉर्निंग में उठ रही हूँ उस टाइम पे आई विल कीप दिस इन माई मेमोरी कि मैंने कल क्या पढ़ा था। मैंने कल डेथ भी पढ़ा था, डेथ के अंदर ये कॉन्सेप्ट था। ओके, उसके अंदर एक क्वेश्चन था जिसमें कैपिटल कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन भी था, फिक्स्ड एंड फ्लक्चुएटिंग कैपिटल भी थी। दिस वे आपको याद आ जाएगा, रिवाइज हो जाएगा। यू गिव योरसेल्फ 15-20 मिनट्स टू रिमेंबर व्हाट यू हैव स्टडीड ड्यूरिंग द लास्ट डे। तो उससे आपको आपकी मेमोरी और इम्प्रोवाइज होगी, आपको याद रहेगा कि आपने ये कंसेप्ट किया था। ओके, सो पॉइंट टू बी बोर्न इन माइंड व्हाइल प्रैक्टिसिंग द क्वेश्चन। जब आप क्वेश्चंस प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हो तो आप ध्यान रखिए, हम क्या करते हैं यूजुअली स्टडी मटेरियल में सिर्फ इलस्ट्रेशंस करते हैं। Please try to do all test your knowledge questions. MCQs are also given, true false are also given, and do it from your own hand. अपने हाथ से खुद कीजिए, सिर्फ वहां पे पढ़ने से ऑडिट करने से फायदा नहीं है। You have to solve your questions. Practical test your knowledge questions के practical questions में से बहुत बार पेपर आया, बहुत सारे questions पूछे गए हैं। इलिस्ट्रेशन नहीं, प्रैक्टिकल टेस्ट योर नॉलेज क्वेश्चंस में प्रैक्टिकल क्वेश्चन नंबर 4 इन इन्वेंटरीज कई बार पूछा गया है। बहुत सारे ऐसे क्वेश्चंस हैं जो आपको हमेशा सॉल्व करने चाहिए। ओके, कंपेयर योर सोल्यूशन विद द प्रोवाइडेड आंसर्स। This I've told you many times. Whenever you are solving a question, पहले आप खुद करिए वो क्वेश्चन और उसके बाद अपना उससे कंपेयर कीजिए कि कैसे किया एंड एट दैट टाइम मार्क योर प्रॉब्लम. आपने कहाँ पे क्या गलती की, कौन सी इंपॉर्टेंट एडजस्टमेंट है, कौन सी थोड़ी कॉम्प्लेक्स एडजस्टमेंट है, उसको अंडरलाइन कीजिए या हाईलाइट कीजिए विद हाईलाइटर. ये डिफरेंट एडजस्टमेंट है. जब आप लास्ट डे आप अपनी प्रिपरेशन रिविजन कर रहे होंगे, यू कैन सी दैट. For each marked question, briefly summarize the treatment of said adjustment and onate the summary at the end of the question. When you practice the same chapter subsequently, pay attention to these mark question. जब आप दोबारा रिवीजन करेंगे, वो वाले पॉइंट्स को आपको सबसे ज्यादा ध्यान रखना है, सबसे ज्यादा माइंड में रखना है. ठीक है? So underline concept, underline the complex adjustment, so that at the later point of time when you are revising, you will be able to know that this concept was complex. मेरे को थोड़ी problem आई थी, so I am able to solve this. Okay. So 5 section, which of 11 chapters, which I've already discussed with you. Section 1 comprises of theoretical framework. Section 2 comprises of accounting process, bank reconciliation statement, inventories, depreciation and amortizations, bills of exchange and promissory note. Section 3 comprises of preparation of final accounts of the sole proprietor, financial statement of not-for-profit organization, accounts from incomplete records. Section 4 comprises of partnership and LLP accounts, and Section 5 comprises of introduction to the company account. How to utilize the time in the examination. आप कब एग्जामिनेशन में बिलीव इन योरसेल्फ, कैसे आप अपना कॉन्फिडेंस गेन करें. आपने जितनी प्रैक्टिस की होगी, आपको उतना आपके हाथ को, आपके माइंड को कॉन्सेप्ट्स अच्छे से आएंगे. सो बिलीव इन योरसेल्फ. यू प्लीज बी पॉजिटिव. आप हमेशा ही अच्छे मार्क्स लाएंगे. यू विल ऑलवेज गेन गुड मार्क्स. यू विल ऑलवेज सक्सीड इन योर मार्क्स. Then apply strategies. Strategies, implement the techniques you have learned. That I've already told you. Strategize yourself. Do the question which you know the best. Allocate time. 6 questions पे कितना टाइम लगेगा हर क्वेश्चन में, और कितनी कितनी देर तक हमें क्वेश्चंस देखना है, वो आप हमेशा एनालाइज करें. Stay calm. Manage stress and anxiety during the exam. Students, ये सबसे ज्यादा जरूरी है. क्या होता है, कभी कभी कुछ 2 क्वेश्चन भी डिफिकल्ट आ जाते हैं ना, वी स्टार्टेड लूजिंग आवरसेल्फ. हमें एंजाइटी हो जाती है, मेरी तो बैलेंस शीट टैली नहीं हुई, मैं आगे कैसे करूंगी पेपर. प्लीज, आपको सोचने की जरूरत नहीं है. दे इंस्टीट्यूट इज ऑलवेज देयर विद यू, एंड वील ऑलवेज इंस्टीट्यूट विल ऑलवेज गिव यू स्टेप मार्किंग. इट इज इंपॉर्टेंट टू डू ऑल द क्वेश्चन. सब सारे क्वेश्चन करना सबसे ज्यादा जरूरी है. ओके, रादर देन एक ही क्वेश्चन की बैलेंस शीट टैली करना. So do not, the game is all about managing stress and anxiety during the exam. Don't forget that you will do the best and you are doing the best for yourself. Okay? How to improve marks in the examination? Attempt at first write the question which answer which you know the best. Attempt all the subparts of the question at one place. Handwriting, I told you, handwriting should be good. बहुत अच्छी होनी चाहिए आपकी हैंडराइटिंग, साफ सुथरा होना चाहिए. ठीक है? अच्छा, आपकी स्पीड कैसे बढ़ेगी? बहुत सारे बच्चे पूछते हैं कि मैम हम क्वेश्चन ही नहीं सॉल्व कर पाते उतने टाइम में. वो इसलिए नहीं कर पाते क्योंकि आपने घर में क्वेश्चन ही नहीं ट्राई किया होता, आपने रजिस्टर में वो क्वेश्चन हाथ से नहीं किया होता. आप ऑडिट करके जाएंगे और वहां पे जाके एक नई प्रॉब्लम अराइज होगी. ओ, इस क्वेश्चन में ये वाला एडजस्टमेंट थी, कैसे सॉल्व करते हैं? दैट विल बी अ प्रॉब्लम. यू नो, इफ यू आर अनेबल टू सॉल्व द क्वेश्चन, आप छोटी सी गुडविल एंट्री भी नहीं कर पाएंगे. कभी कभी बच्चे इसमें भी कंफ्यूज हो जाते हैं. हमारे को गुडविल कोई आ रहा है तो हमारे को क्रेडिट करना है या डेबिट करना है पार्टनर्स कैपिटल अकाउंट, इसमें भी बच्चों से मिस्टेक हो जाती है. फॉर दिस यू नीड टू प्रैक्टिस. एट द टाइम ऑफ एडमिशन, विल सैक्रिफाइसिंग रेशियो विल बी कैलकुलेटेड और गेनिंग रेशियो विल बी कैलकुलेटेड? ऐसे क्वेश्चंस पूछे जाते हैं. इट्स बिकॉज ऑफ द लैक ऑफ प्रैक्टिस. सो यू नीड टू प्रैक्टिस मोर. And if you're practicing more, you will be able to solve the question, one, in a time bound manner, and second, in a good handwriting, because you know the answer well. Okay, disclosure, if required, give assumptions Working note should form part of your answer. You should prepare working note. साफ सुथरा वर्किंग नोट बनाएंगे और अच्छा वर्किंग नोट बनाएंगे. ठीक है. How to manage time in the examination? Make optimum use of 15 minutes given for the reading. Go through all the question thoroughly and quickly. Select the question you will be attempting from all the question. You have to also decide about the choice. फॉर एग्जाम्पल आपको 5-6 फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन तो कंपल्सरी है. आउट ऑफ 5 क्वेश्चन यू हैव टू डू 4 क्वेश्चन. व्हाट हैपेंस इज आई नो 3A मोर एंड आई नो 4B मोर. नाउ व्हाट टू डू दिस इन दिस सिचुएशन? जिसके मार्क्स ज्यादा है आप वो सॉल्व कीजिए, और आपको लगता है जिसका सेकेंड पार्ट आपको ज्यादा अच्छे से आता है वो आप सॉल्व कीजिए. ओके, बट यस, दिस choice is to be decided during first 15 minutes of your examination. Okay, mark the question which you will be attempting first. आप question को mark कीजिए which you will be attempting first. Allocate an estimated time for each question based on the difficulty level. ये आपको पता चल जाएगा आपको कैसे allocate करना है. आपको पता चल जाएगा जब आप solve कर रहे हो question. And marks carried keeping aside 10 to 15 minutes for the revision. आपको पेपर ऐसे सॉल्व करना है कि यू आर एबल टू सॉल्व द पेपर इन 150 मैक्सिमम 160 मिनट्स, सो दैट यू हैव, इवन इफ 160-65 मिनट्स में भी आप कंप्लीट करते हैं पेपर तो आपके पास 10 से 15 मिनट बचते हैं, आप उसमें पूरी रिविजन कर सकते हैं. ठीक है. हाउ टू अटेम्प्ट द क्वेश्चन इन द मार्क्स एग्जाम्स? गिव ऑल द नेसेसरी वर्किंग नोट एज अ पार्ट ऑफ मेन सोल्यूशन. If there are many approaches, sometimes आपको बनता है कि ये क्वेश्चन 2 टाइप से सॉल्व हो सकता है, तो प्लीज राइट assumption. Mention the assumption considered in the solution. आपने कौन सी assumption consider की है और किस टाइप से सॉल्व कर रहे हैं. Since it is the basis on which the solution is derived, the approach to be selected should depend upon the information and requirement of the problem. Allocate an estimated time for each examination, each question based on their difficulty levels, and marks carried keeping aside 10 to 15 minutes for the revision. Okay, this is the most important and most useful slide of this session. What are the general mistakes usually committed by the students? आपको पता होंगी ये वाली mistakes, तो आप ये mistakes नहीं करेंगे. ठीक है. द स्टूडेंट एक्सपेक्टेड लैक ऑफ इन डेप्थ अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ द कंसेप्ट. कभी कभी हमें कंसेप्ट सिर्फ थोड़ा थोड़ा पता होता है, तो कुछ क्वेश्चंस में हम कंसेप्ट बता ही नहीं पाते कि हमें ये सब चीजें आती हैं. one of the common error committed by the student is wrong carry forward of the amount from one page to another. This resulted into mistake in all further computation wherever that amount is used and loss of marks. What happens is students, 5,565 is written as at the end of the sheet where the total is calculated, and when it is carried forward, जब हम उसको next page पे लेकर जा रहे हैं, हम 5,565 को लिख देते हैं 5,556, जिससे हमारी सारी आगे की कैलकुलेशन हो जाती है गलत. ये क्यों होता है? बिकॉज ऑफ लैक ऑफ कॉन्सेंट्रेशन. आपका वहां पे किसी ने आंसर शीट मांगी, एक शीट मांगी, आपका माइंड वहां पे डाइवर्ट हो गया. सो प्लीज फोकस. दोज 3 hours आर गोल्डन 3 hours. आपको ध्यान देना है. आपकी नीचे जो भी फिगर आई है, इफ यू आर कैरिंग फॉरवर्ड, आप दूसरे पेज पे ले जाते हैं तो आपको ठीक से पढ़ना है और करेक्ट फिगर ही लिखनी है. The answer of the question is sometimes incomplete, since 1 or 2 part of the questions are skipped while reading the question. For example, आपके स्टडी मटेरियल में सिर्फ पार्टनर्स कैपिटल अकाउंट मांगा गया और रिवैल्यूएशन अकाउंट मांगा, बट जब क्वेश्चन आया उसके अंदर पेपर में बैलेंस शीट भी मांगी गई, बट वी यूजुअली स्किप व्हाइल रीडिंग बिकॉज हमने तो प्रैक्टिस वही की थी. सो प्लीज रीड द क्वेश्चन पेपर थॉरली. आपको तो 15 मिनट एक्स्ट्रा दिए गए हैं रीडिंग करने के लिए, क्वेश्चन पेपर थॉरली रीड करने के लिए. तो हमेशा क्वेश्चन पेपर को अच्छे से थॉरली रीड कीजिए. Many students did not provide all working notes. आपको मैंने बताया वर्किंग नोट्स बनाने जरूरी हैं. Student did not mention the assumption. आपको अगर आपको ये assumption यूज कर रहे हैं, please read. The twist in the question put the student in the state of confusion. which was ultimately reflected in their solution. अगर कोई क्वेश्चन में ट्विस्ट है तो इट्स ओके, आपको कंफ्यूजन हो भी रही है, आप थोड़ा सा कामली डीप ब्रेथ लेके उसको सॉल्व करने की कोशिश कीजिए. If you are able to solve that question, then you will be able to answer, solve and analyze yourself कि इसके अंदर क्या किया जाए, अपने आप उसका solution निकलेगा. ठीक है? Students give irrelevant detail even for small questions. I told you writing, keep on writing few things will not serve the purpose. You have to write limited, okay? Thereby spending unnecessary time on the question which is not required. It is advised that students should strict their answers according to the marks according to the questions. And do not go for selective study at the time of revision. Focus on the theoretical and conceptual understanding for the development of analytical skills. Do adequate written practice. Test your knowledge questions. This will help you in managing and attaining speed. Be careful while writing the information given in the question. Assess your preparation level by attempting the previous question paper under mock examination conditions. Okay? I hope I have covered all the things. Now you practice. We have one more session also. Where again I'll be telling you the tips and techniques of doing the questions, how to solve the questions. Till the time you practice more, study hard, keep on practicing. If you have any query, you can please raise your hand and ask. अच्छा, एक क्वेश्चन आया हुआ है मिस्टर मोहम्मद से, हाउ टू यूज द मॉर्निंग एग्जाम डे मॉर्निंग इफेक्टिवली. सी, एग्जाम डे मॉर्निंग शुड बी वेरी हैप्पी मॉर्निंग. आपको सुबह सुबह उठना है, इट शुड बी वेरी हैप्पी एंड यू शुड बी वेरी क्लियर इन योर थॉट्स. यू विल बी एबल टू क्रैक द पेपर. आप बहुत अच्छे से पेपर कर कराएंगे. आप अर्ली मॉर्निंग उठिए, अपने पेरेंट्स को देखिए, उनको ब्लेसिंग्स लीजिए उनसे. उसके बाद जो रिवाइज करना है, आपको लगता है जो कंसेप्ट आपको अच्छे से नहीं आता, थोड़ा सा आप लैक कर रहे हैं, उसको फटाफट रिवाइज कीजिए. और ओनली विद दोज पॉइंट्स कोशिश कीजिए जहां पे आपने हाईलाइट किया है, जहां पे आपने लिखा है अपने वर्ड से, जो कॉम्प्लेक्स पॉइंट्स हैं उसको रिवाइज कीजिए. और फटाफट रिवाइज करने की कोशिश कीजिए, जितना आप कर सकते हैं करिए. गिव योर सेल्फ 3 hours. आई थिंक 2 बजे पेपर स्टार्ट होता है, 3 घंटे 4 घंटे आपको रिवाइज करना है. और इधर उधर डिस्ट्रैक्शन से उस दिन सोशल मीडिया तो बिल्कुल नहीं देखना, फोन आपको बिल्कुल नहीं देखना. सिर्फ और सिर्फ आपके माइंड में कंसेप्ट घूमने चाहिए. सिर्फ आपको पता होना चाहिए, अच्छा उसके अंदर ये कंसेप्ट था, फाइनल अकाउंट्स में ये वाला कंसेप्ट था. तो ये सारी चीजें आपके माइंड चलते रहना चाहिए. उस दिन आपको सारी चीजें उस दिन रीड करनी है, क्योंकि आप प्रैक्टिस, आई एम अज्यूमिंग उससे पहले 3 राउंड्स ऑफ प्रैक्टिस आप ऑलरेडी कर चुके होंगे. और उस दिन आपको सारे कंसेप्ट ब्रश अप करने, कोशिश कीजिएगा जितने कंसेप्ट आप कंप्लीट कर सके, सारे कंसेप्ट. ठीक है? बट क्वेश्चंस आप सारे प्रैक्टिस कर चुके हैं. हाँ, एक आध क्वेश्चन अगर आपको रहता है प्रैक्टिस करने के लिए तो यू कैन डू दैट. उस दिन आप कर भी सकते हैं, एक बार देख भी सकते हैं. ठीक है? So thank you very much for the patient listening. Thank you all the students. We are always here to help you out, to solve your queries. आपको जो भी problems हो, you can come in with us. We also have another session also. I'll be taking another session also for this. Come up with your queries. Please practice and practice more. It's not only the subject of accounting. You have another 3 subjects also. तो सारे सब्जेक्ट अच्छे से पढ़िए, फोकस होके पढ़िए और प्रैक्टिस कीजिए. दिन में 13 to 14 आवर्स आपको रोज पढ़ना है. अब आपके पास इतना टाइम नहीं है, आपको 14 घंटे पढ़ना ही है. आप 2 सब्जेक्ट पढ़ना चाहें, 3 सब्जेक्ट पढ़ना चाहें एक दिन में, दैट इज योर परसेप्शन. यू हैव टू मेक योर ओन टाइम टेबल. ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट स्टूडेंट्स. थैंक यू सो मच.